Climate change is an interesting variable in an already uncertain environment, meaning that when you're a farmer, you really are at the mercy of Mother Nature. Here at Kualoa Ranch, we're very fortunate to steward over 3,800 acres. So we are producing Pacific oysters as well as Pacific white shrimp, grass-fed beef, as well as local pork and local eggs. We're doing both vegetables as well as fruits. And a lot of those are based off of kind of what grows well here. And we also look at how we can fulfill our local market with all sorts of different things so that communities can look at us as a viable food source. We do base our methods and our practices off of a kind of known factor of how the weather is during certain times of the year. What climate change has kind of brought is that our institutional knowledge through experience is no longer as dependable as it once was. Whether it be temperature, rain, when those things happen and how they affect our crops. So it's just created a little bit of a new variable we aren't totally certain on.
Ulupono is helping to address climate change in Hawaii's agricultural sector by making sure that we are thinking about how food production is going to be impacted by climate change. Hawaii can expect hotter temperatures, less consistent rainfall, more wildfires, more frequency of drought, and longer periods of drought. All of this is negative for local food production. Another factor that we need to consider is that climate change is going to impact food production around the globe. Researchers believe that for every degree increase in temperature, yields for corn are going to decrease by 7%, rice by 3%. This is going to cause massive fluctuations in pricing around the globe. And it's something that people don't really think about, but it's very important to because Hawaii imports so much of its food. At the end of the day, Hawaii's food system is incredibly isolated. It's incredibly vulnerable, and that's why local food production is so important because it mitigates the risk of widespread hunger in times of emergency, in times of natural disaster, and when food supply chain disruptions occur like we experienced in 2020 and 2021. This work is important to me because I was born and raised here in Hawaii and my family lives here, and I want this state and the people here to be safe from all forms of emergencies, and right now I feel that there's a very missing piece of our emergency preparedness.
You know, I think there's a lot of evidence around us that, you know, there are changes ahead. I think farmers can adapt to the changing climate by embracing newer technologies that might give us a better idea of weather and what's going on, by looking at different legislation and different ways that we maybe perceive climate change and what those impacts could be. In other words, engaging in the conversation, I think we'll have a better future for food production.